I want to show you how I got this shot and the story behind the shot. My name is Dario, and my goal is to become a published photographer at the age of 40. So first off, I want to start off by saying I was searching the internet, just learning, doing like I've been doing for like the last 5 years, trying to figure out, my way around the camera and figure out, who I am as a photographer. Fix this real quick. As I was like just searching the internet, it's just information and information out there. I'm watching this one video from a subscription that I have that teaches you photography. And actually, I'm not even going to sit here and act like I'm not, it's Nick Fancher. And I was watching the Lindsay Adler Learn Plus subscription I have every month, right? Fantastic. If you don't have it, it's just fantastic. I was watching that, and Nick Fancher was her guest on this recent episode, and he's doing this thing, and he was like, yo, I just do shots in camera, and that's kind of the whole thing, and I get that. But he did a double exposure in camera, and he had the same camera I had. Now, that's where my interest peaked because I have the camera. I thought all the cameras did it, but it was specifically the R5 Mark II. So, of course, I grabbed the camera and I just looked like, man, this is right here. I had no clue. So I learned how to do it. Not all cameras can do this because right now I'm recording on the R6 Mark II and it does not have the double exposure feature like the R5 has right here. So just check and see if your camera can do it. I don't know what settings they're in, but if it's Canon, it's going to be inside the first list, the red list, camera list. So I'll show you that also. I kind of want to say this helped me out with my creativity because like I'm still learning the R5 Mark II, and cameras in general, learning who I am as a photographer and trying to get my creative juices flowing. And so this came at the right time. And I want to show you, inside the Canon, how I came about it. So I got the camera right here and I got it rigged up with my Atomos Ninja V. And I'm just gonna go into menus. I'm gonna hit record here. And I'm just gonna show you what's going on here. So if you have a Canon, one that can do it, you go to the red menu. And then what you wanna do is you wanna scroll over until you see multiple exposure. It's gonna say disabled. You just click into the menu. Obviously, you want to do multiple exposure. I have it on function control. When you set that on, now you can go through the list of things. Additive, average, bright, kind of like Photoshop is what this menu is. Additive is where you want to be. For this, since it was a double exposure, obviously set it to 2, but you can set it to whatever you like to set it to. So if you want to go up, down, you can set it to how many exposures you want to. Obviously, your creativity can go wild here. It could just be off the chain. So anyway, you set that. I have it set to save all images. And the cool thing about that is you can, if you want to edit these in Photoshop in post, you can because it'll save every image that you take. So it's really cool if you want to kind of go back and do any other, out of camera touches. The goal for me is to do everything in camera. I'm just learning. I don't know why if that's a good thing or bad thing, but I want to limit as much editing because full transparency, I'm not that good with Photoshop. I'm just not. And I'm learning this camera is enough for me. So this next one here, I want continuously to have the multiple exposure on, okay? So the reason why I want that on is so that when I take the shot, what happens in the camera, you take the shot and it'll stay as like a little background frame. So you can kind of like frame up your shot. So it'll be in the camera, baked kind of into the camera. And then you take the second shot. And so that's that. You can also choose from images of multiple exposures here if you want to. So that's the menu, right? So that's the camera aspect of it. Let me turn that off. So honestly, that's how I did that shot, right? And it's super easy. You can see here, I got the 3 images, the first shot, the second shot, and then the third shot. Now, one thing that you do need to know, in the case of Canon, this shoots it at JPEG. When it comes out of the camera, it's a JPEG image. So it kind of bakes everything in. I'll be honest, I don't know if there's a setting I could change for that. However, if you have your lighting down, if you got the exposure correct, you could do little light edits after the fact. That's not, it wasn't too bad. In this case, mostly this was black and white. I made sure I lit my subject well, right? And I was okay with that. But it does come out as a JPEG, which is a good reason to have those other shots saved also. Because if you want the raw images to edit the way you want for creative purposes, you have them. My goal is to do everything in camera. I learned from Lindsay Adler and Nick Fancher and all these other people. It just, I don't know. Maybe I don't have to do it, but I'm doing it. Now I do want to break down, the process in studio, and I got some footage of it. There's a lot to like remember when you're doing this because you have to switch sets. And for me, the first shot was easy, frame up. I had a big 48 inch, I think it was a 48 inch, 50 inch, 50, 60 inch light dome behind my subject and position her with her shoulder towards the light so that I can kind of get that black exposure. And then I transition to the second shot, which was just her, black background, light, kind of like a normal shot. That was really cool. It was easy to do. The problem was though, is I was forgetting little things in between. And, it took me about 10 minutes to get the shot because I had to keep on switching. I did that about like 2-3 times because it's just little dumb stuff that I was messing up. But whatever, I got through it. Now, why do I even bring this up, right? Why do I even bring this up? Because I feel like there's a person out there like me who is still trying to find their way and figure out who they are. And the more tools you have at your disposal to be creative, I feel like the better you are. You might not ever use double exposure, or if you do, you might not even use it a whole bunch. I'm still figuring it out myself. But if I could pass on the knowledge to you and maybe you figure it out and, this becomes something that you didn't know and now you know and it's part of your arsenal, you can never have too much a part of your arsenal. So the more I learn these things, I want to like give teach backs to you all so that you can have it. But yeah, I mean, it's really cool to like add something else to your bag. And I hope that if you do it, let me know how you do it. Anyway, if you like this, if you want more of this, please hit that like and subscribe button. That'll help me out. And until next time, I'm going to keep on shooting. You keep on shooting too. I'm going to get back to my fabrics too on my shorts. But until next time, peace.